Hi, I didn't see you there. How are you today? Oh, okay. I was making a bow because I'm going to refurbish something that I had made some years back, and I've been going in my stash getting things that I had made years ago and refurbishing them for the holidays. Oh, how are you today? I hope that you're doing fine. I'm so glad to see you, and I hope that you're glad to see me as well. Well, today I had a glass. This come from a lamp. You know the lampshade that you had. I found these. Oh, I had about a bunch of them years ago from a thrift store. So what I did was I painted these and made little vases out of them. And to me, this looked just like a pumpkin. So I said today I'm going to replenish this and make it a pumpkin. I had to find a stem. So you know these little candle holders that you get from the Dollar Tree, the new glass ones. I said I'm going to use this for my stem and decorate around this. Well, okay, let's get started because I have two things I'm going to show you today. One's for fall, and the other one is for Christmas. So let's get it started. First, we're going to glue this onto here on the top of here. So I'm going to get my glue gun. It's already ready. And I'm going to put some glue right around here. And I'm not going to use any E6000 or anything because if I can, I will be refurbishing this again. So that's why I'm using glue. And I'm just going to put it right there for a stem for my pumpkin. Yes. And it's stuck already. Now I'm going to decorate this. I was making a bow when you caught me. So I'm just going to pull that out a little bit. Have you prayed today? Have you prayed for the people in that storm? Because it could have been you. It could be you. We don't know where that storm's going to turn and come to. We really don't. So let us pray ye one for another. You know, I always say pray for somebody else besides yourself because it's good to pray. Let me tell you, it really is good to pray. So I'm just going to pull that out. This is not any wide ribbon. It's just the same ribbon. I'm going to put that right there after I put my flowers and this. I found this too. And I want to put it around here and let it hang down like that on my pumpkin. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my glue gun and just put some glue right here and right here and get this started. Because I want it to hang down like this. But you know, I got to get some glue on it to get it started. Turn around this way, sweet pie. And see, it says fall. Got to make sure it's glued. I'll put some more glue here. And I'm going to go this way so we can catch it on that side and glue it. Y'all, those people in that storm are just going through. Florida is really going through. This is the second storm that has come through Florida, and they haven't yet gotten over Helene. And now here comes Milton. So I just tell you, if you're not in the face of that storm, you need to be praying and thanking God. Then you need to be praying and thanking God to help those people. You really do. Because God is able, y'all. He's able. All he wants to do is just hear from us. And if he hear from us, he can change some of these things that's going on. But he's waiting for us He is truly waiting for us to call upon him. Yep. You know the word say, if my people who will call by my name, I will answer and heal the land. Read the word. You'll see it in there. So I'm putting some more glue right here. And I'm going to hold it because it looks like it's keep trying to pop up. I'm still gluing it. And it keeps like it's just going to pop up some more. So I'm going to glue it some more. Okay. I'm going to hold it until I think it glued a little. Sure am. And that's stuck. But these little balls are giving me a hard time. So I'm going to put a little glue on the sign and see, can I get the sign to stay glued. There you go. Well, I got that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some flowers on it to make it look like a pumpkin. You know, a real pumpkin. I'm going to put some of this on it. I'm going to put some of that around there. And let me take it loose. There's so many of them together. And I'm going to wrap it a little bit so I can get it glued on there. And I'm going to put a little glue on it. Okay. And see, can I put it right there? There you go. And then I'm going to put a little bit more glue on here. And I'm going to put that piece right there. See, I'm trying to make it look like a pumpkin. And I think I'm doing it, making it look like a pumpkin. Now, this will be used on a table for Thanksgiving. So I won't be placing it today. Now I'm going to put this flower here on there. I'm going to even put the greenery on it, because I want it to look like a blooming pumpkin. I'm going to put this right here. And then I'm going to put the flower on it. There you go. There. And this is my stem. I put that up there for my stem. And I think I'm going to put another flower there with the greenery. I'm going to go again and I'm going to put the greenery on there. Lord, I don't know what it is to be caught into a storm like that, but I can just imagine people not wanting to lose anything. But I listened to some of the folks talking today on TV, and some of the people staying because they don't want to lose their home. How about losing your life? Because once you lose your life, you can't get that back, but you can get a home. It might not be the one that you want, but you can always get another home. So I got to thinking about that. I said, oh, goodness, these people have lost their mind. They so worried about losing material things. What about your home? What about your life? Gosh. Now, I just couldn't believe some of the things they were saying. One man had his children packing sandbags because he said they were going to ride it out. Now, I said he need to be arrested for child abuse. Now, see, things like that people don't get in trouble for, because why would you put your kids in imminent danger talking about you going to ride it out In imminent danger. I think that should have been a cause for that really should have been a cause for child abuse. Having your children making sandbags and staying in an area where they telling everybody to get out because the storm is going to be so bad. And it got waves taller than skyscrapers. So why would you want to have your children in a predicament like that? I think that is so crazy. Gosh, you mean your children don't mean nothing that more than that for you? Your children? That's crazy. But people are getting to the point now where things mean more than anything to them. Things mean more than anything. And it's getting to be a little scary out here. But guess what? We got to continue praying to the Lord. No matter how scary it get, we got to keep trusting God and know that God is real. Okay, I think I'm finished with this. I want you to look at it. And this is the little pumpkin stem here. And I put some flowers all around that. Well, I was wondering where am I going to put the bow, because I might not need the bow with all this stuff on it. No, I just wanted to make a bow to see where it was going to go. But this is my repurposing. I'm finding things in my stash that I can repurpose and don't have to go and buy many things. And this come from the thrift store many years ago. And I made a vase out of it. It was like this. And you know what I thought about too? When I get through using it as a pumpkin, look. I can set it up and look at that round there and have it for a base again, but it's going to be decorated around that way. Isn't that pretty? Now it's a pumpkin. Now it's a base. And I can reuse that any way I want to. See, and I can take this off. Just take a scraper and take that off that says fall, and I could use that. But right now I'm going to keep it on there. I just want to show you how I repurpose this. Isn't that beautiful? I just love it. Yes, I do. Find you some things in your stash and repurpose it. Okay, let me shut my mouth up and get to object number 2. Well, I make a lot of faux cakes and all. And what I did was I had a lot of faux cakes that I just frosted and left it like it was because I didn't know how I was going to decorate it. So what I did was I went and found this caramel cake, a faux caramel cake, and there it is right there. And let me turn some light off. Look like it's too much light on it. Let's see. Look like you can see it. You can see it better. I have so many things here. Everything just fall over every time I touch it, but I don't care. I really don't care. So this is my caramel cake. See it on the top, and I have it stuck to. This is a homemade cake plate. I made this too, and I put the cake on it. So what I'm going to do here. And I didn't do anything to put that gold paint on here for the drizzle. But I'm going to put a little more glue underneath it. So when I get through with it, it won't fall off. I'm going to continue gluing it so it won't fall off. Okay. There we go. There. I'm just gluing it right on the edges so it won't fall off. Won't fall off the cake plate. And I made this with one of those glasses and a glass plate, and I painted it white. And it's been painted white for quite a long time. Let me take this light off of it too. Maybe you can see it better there too. Now, see, it had too much light. So yes, I painted it, the plate and the margarita glass white, and made a cake stand out of it. See? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to decorate this cake. And this is how I'm going to do it. I have some spackling in a bag. I got a little gold at the top. So what I'm just going to do with this, I'm twist this around. And I'm going to start putting in decorations around the edge. Just going to go like this, you know. Make little dollops. Okay. Making little dollops going around the edge. See the little dollops going around the edge? And push that in. Okay. And let me go ahead and push that down some more. And the gold will eventually come out somewhere along the cake. I don't want a whole lot coming out, just a little. So I'm going to do it again. Just putting some dollops on it. Just making it so it'll be so pretty. There you go. Can you, okay. We're going to go all the way around. Okay. And the gold is beginning to show on this side, which is good, because I didn't want it to show on all sides, just to come out when it wanted to. And you see how that's coming out? And put some here. I see and here, and here. And I just take my finger and dab those back in like that. And then I'm going to take this and push it down again. Now, you know, I make my fake cakes with boxes, cans, bottles, whatever I can find to keep out of the landfill. That's what I make my fake or faux cakes with. So we're going to keep going here. Keep going and keep going. Okay, and you see I got my caramel dripping all down it. Woo! The caramel is dripping, dripping, dripping. And this is what it's beginning to look like, okay? There you go. Now I'm going to go here on the top. We're going to go turn around this way. Yep. And we're going to go this way, and we're going to keep going all the way around till I get this cake the way I want it. Okay. And I always stop and squeeze my bag back down. There we go. And these are disposable bags, so I don't have to worry about them. And you can get a lot of disposable bags from the Dollar Tree. It's 12 in there. And this is what I normally get. And I have the designer tips. But I found that the designer tips, I don't have to use them. Because if you cut a hole in your bag and just know how to do it, it'll work out fine as well. So, but I use my designer tips because actually I make cakes, real cakes as well. And one day we're going to do a real cake and use the designer tips. And when you get to where it looks like it's not going to stick, just take your fingers. This spackling is so forgiving. You can take your fingers and put it there and don't leave a lot on your fingers. So it's nice. So I'm going to push this down again. There you go. And I'm going to go back to it. Back doing it. See? It's just so much fun. And you know, I like to hear that from when it comes out, and I'm going to push that down. Push that down too. Nothing comes out. I like that. And then down. And you just keep going until you use all your spackling to make it look real good. And it's so forgiving, so your cakes will look really, really, really good. See? I'm going to push it down some more. Y'all, please don't forget to pray for someone else besides yourself. And you got to remember that this is God's world. And whatever happened in this world, believe me, it cannot happen without God's approval. No matter what goes on, don't let anybody fool you. God has to approve of it. Because this is His world and we belong to Him. Just make sure you're doing what He wants you to do, being kind to one another, smiling. And that's what Deborah Kabasa said. And overall, smile. I love that. Yes, I do. She said, and overall, smile. Yes. And that's what you need to do. People need to see a smile. They need to see a little joy. You know, we have so much, you don't know what a lot of people is going through. And sometimes if they pass you and you smile at them, that'll make their day. Because I remember when our son got killed and somebody just smiled at me and told me it was going to be all right. And you know what? I know those people didn't know what had happened because I didn't know them and they didn't know me. But just for somebody to come up to you and smile and say, have a beautiful day, it's going to be all right, it makes a whole lot of difference. Do you hear me? Yes, it does. It makes a whole lot of difference when somebody come up and tell you, oh, smile, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And all you can do is just look at them and say, wow, that was so nice of them just to say that. Well, I do because I like to hear things like that, me personally. Okay, so now we repurpose this cake here. Take a look at it. See that? It's been repurposed. And now it's ready for the Christmas table. And I haven't made a Christmas table up for you to see it on there, but I'm sure in one of the videos you will see this cake on a Christmas table. I actually love it. I think it looks beautiful. What about you? Making faux cakes and pies and ice cream and all is so much fun because it takes your mind off everyday things and help you to focus on what you're doing, and you feel so good when you see this. Now, usually when my items get dry, I will take some shellac and spray them down so they will last and last and last. Well, I thank you so very much for looking at my creations. taking the old and making it new. This is my fall pumpkin. It was a vase from an old light shade, and I made it into a vase, and then now I made it into a pumpkin. I love it, and I hope you love it too. Reinventing that which was old, redoing that which was old. Thank you so very much for looking. Don't forget to pray for someone else besides yourself. And always know that God is alive and well. And honey, this is God's world. Nothing you can do about it but live in it and thank Him for having you in it. This is May's Design Corner saying thank you so much for looking. And thank you so much for subscribing. I really, really, really appreciate it. God bless you, is my prayer for you and your family this day. May's Design Corner saying, adieu. God bless you.